All right, everybody, welcome to the Rob and George Enlightenment Evolution Show. This is Rob,
And this is George.
and we're here for the very first episode of the Rob and George Enlightenment Evolution Show. Today, we're just going to do a nice simple rundown, getting to know George and Rob a little better on our journey together. You guys know us very well from the sessions that we do called the Open Forum sessions, which is George's brainchild and his labor of love to help the existing collective consciousness to come together and to bring Treb's message to you guys. And now we're going to talk about those personal journeys together and how we connected. And I'd love for you to kick off, George, and just let us know how your journey was coming to connect to Treb and starting to do these shows with us.
Well, thank you, brother. Yes, personally, my journey began probably in 2009, where I, for some reason, started getting on the web and looking at these different channeling entities on YouTube and things like that, and after about 6 months of that, I came across one of your channeling sessions with Treb, and just had this, after just 1 or 2 days, had this urge that I had to contact you, and it was very exciting. I've never been urged like that, having an inner voice. I'm sure a lot of our listeners have felt this in one way or another, but I had this urge to contact you, and of course we contacted via email, and we started talking, and kind of the rest is history. But it's very exciting to see the series of events that can happen to draw you into certain situations that at the time you're unaware of what is about to unfold. And so it's very exciting for me to be able to work with you and to share our experiences that we've encountered together, and share those with the rest of our brothers and sisters out there, the collective. And so I'm very fired up about doing this, and I know it's going to be very exciting, and I can't wait to hear from our listeners about their experiences and what we do after the December 21st date is looking to be very exciting at this point, and I'm very excited myself to start working on this project with you, and I hope it's a success, and I'm very excited to help others, and so we can all learn together.
Absolutely, brother. And the best part about it, in my heart, is seeing how much love you put into the work with me and Treb. And I know this channel isn't going to be about the channeled material. This is going to be more about raising the collective and trying to find your own higher self and your own answers within. But it is good to know the background of this. And I'm always so grateful to see how much love and effort you put into this. From me, from my side, I'm doing sessions with people every day, 3 to 5 times a week. And that's when I really started peaking on my sessions. And all of a sudden, I meet you. And right away, we clicked, and it was a beautiful experience. You had a great session, a lot of good information. It helped a lot of people. And at the time, it was one of the most seen sessions out there. We had a lot of good feedback from it. And as we went on, I always follow up with people after the channelings at least once or twice to talk to them to make sure that they understood what was in the session and kind of how to apply it to your lives. And during one of those times, I remember when you said to me, you say, hey, I love this stuff. You guys are so great. It helps so many people. What can I do? And I said, well, there's lots of stuff you could do. I always try to find people to transcribe the sessions because people always ask, do you have it in writing? So I talked to you about that, and you said okay, and you even did a few of them for me, I remember. And as the time goes on, We stayed in contact like I do with a lot of people who I do the sessions with and everything. And all of a sudden, you get back a hold of me and said, "Hey, why don't we get this set up where people can send in their questions, and then I could read them off for them, and that way everyone can have a chance to get one or two questions in, or if they don't have the computer or a microphone to do the sessions." And it was just such a brilliant idea. It just clicked instantly, and I thought, man, this is so great. And ever since then, we've got to know each other so much better. And a lot of the things that have happened to us together on our journey together has been great. And I wanted to talk really quick too, and I know I don't know how much you want to talk about this, but the time when you came and visited me the very first time, and we go out that night about 1 in the morning or so, and I wanted you to share your experience with what happened there, if you can.
Oh yeah, 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 brother. That was a for me that was my very first time experiencing a UFO. I mean I've always looked up to the skies looking for them, but knowing what I know now, it's actually your intention to be seen or to have them see you and vice versa. So yeah, it was very exciting to have both of us out there at that time on that beautiful night where it was very obvious that it definitely was a UFO. I mean, there was no any other way around it. It was definitely a UFO. So it was very exciting for me. And again, that it was. Thank you so much for doing that.
Well,
You
you did it too. We co-created that one.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean that you had the forethought to even you must have had a feeling or something that we would see something that night. Like I said, it was my first time, so it was very cool.
Well, I thought about it like this. You came over to Michigan, from a couple states over, and you come over, and it wasn't too long of a trip, but it was enough to make it worth staying, and you decided to stay the night. And at the hotel together, I had planned on going out and looking at the stars with them, and we get out there and we're talking about the difference between satellites, airplanes, UFOs, things like that. And I said, well, look at this one right here. And I pointed to one and I said, this right here, see how it's not flying in any certain pattern? It's not flying with the arc like satellites, and it's a lot brighter than most satellites besides the International Space Station and a few other closer ones. And I said, now, if this one jumped out of the pattern of its flight, then that would be a UFO. And before I could finish
Yeah.
the sentence, it dipped down
Yep.
and then comes towards us and then starts going away and then just completely disappeared. It went in like a zigzag pattern and just disappeared. And I was like, that was the UFO. And it was so amazing. That just the feeling, that excitedness that we had and that love that we had for each other and finally being able to meet after over a year of knowing each other like we are now, talking on the computer, doing sessions for people, sharing our experience and love. I think that was just such a great moment. Uh, and that's what we want to share with you guys. We want to share these connections of love, these moments, these ideas, our personal experiences together going through this life, transforming the things that you want to have done in your own life. And I think that's very important. And that gets into what I want to talk about next. This channel is for raising vibration, but there's so many aspects of this. Literally, we can talk about 1,000 different subjects here. And I know that there are some that are more important for others, and some are more important for a collective, in my view, and some in your view that are more important. But the whole idea is to share these things with people. And I'm wondering what you would like to do on your own personal perspective. What do you want to do with this new show, with this new YouTube channel to help other people? What are some of your ideas? What are some of your thoughts or subjects or ideas of things we can do or help other people with? Just anything like that that you feel is important to share with people.
Oh yes, of course. Well, my view is I would like to personally talk about my experiences, and hopefully the listeners will give us some feedback on what they've experienced, because we have our individual realities that we're creating, but we're also tied to the collective reality as well.
Yes.
So so I think it's very exciting for me to be able to for us to talk back and forth about our experiences, and also have the feedback from the listeners, because their experiences have to be the same or very similar, depending on the circumstance. But that's what's really exciting to me, and to be able to kind of uh, go through this next phase of evolution, towards this golden age that we're in right now, and to be able to step back from the way that things used to be, and now knowing that we can actually have more power in creating this reality, because only from that perspective can you see the difference, and put these, our natural god-given powers to use. And I think if we do that together, we'll be able to raise the collective, raise ourselves individually, and it's just a win-win situation for everyone.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that. And thank you, brother. That's beautiful. I love the way you said that. It was perfect, and it fits exactly to my own views on that. And I think a lot of the time the personal experiences are great. They're testaments to creating your own reality. And for the people who are listening to share their experiences, to be interactive with us. And, hopefully as this grows, we'll progress and be able to start doing online shows for free for people. That's one of my things. I've always believed in doing things for the collective for free. I believe in helping people get information for free. I believe that that's very, very important. And coming from a channeling background, another goal for me is to get people who aren't necessarily interested in channeled material or channeling to be able to listen to some of the ideas and teachings, not just from Treb, but from many different sources, from tons of different varieties of places, to be able uh, to listen to these views and to have a good understanding of them. And because I've been able to connect with Treb, and because I've done the work I have with so many different people and went through my own growth in my life, and compared it both to the things that other people have grown in, I've grown in, and the information collectively, and put all those things into a basket and share that gift with everyone else. And that is my goal. People who are or are not willing to accept channeled information, this is another format for them to be able to listen to some of the things that we've been able to learn. And it's not just from Treb, like I said before, but it's more of a conglomerate of things that feel right to me. A lot of what Treb says resonates with me personally, but that's because I'm channeling him, I'm connected to him, and we have a deeper relationship. But there's a lot of things that I've learned outside of that. The Seth material is one of the channeled informations, and living life with the lessons we've learned from that has brought me a whole uh, flow of experience, a whole wealth of experience besides that. And I think sharing all these things, I've only had an opportunity, honestly, to speak to people about certain subjects 2 or 3 times in this whole last two plus years, 2.5 years of sharing my channeling with people. I've only had about 2 or 3 opportunities to sit here like I'm doing now and to speak out to everyone. And every time I have, it's helped a lot of people. It's nice to have fellow humans who are going through the same things that you are, explaining their ideas, and especially with two people like me and you who have good knowledge and who have followed so much work and have a greater understanding than the average person or the person who is just starting to learn metaphysical things, being able to apply those to a human daily life. And I think that's one of the most important pieces of this channel and this show and this journey forward that we're both taking. I think that's one big piece. Another piece is just to get people to have enjoyment, to laugh, to smile, to be able to hear things that they want to know about or hear different views about it. And that's why I think when you said connecting with the people who are listening and taking input from them and connecting with them, I think that's vital because the more people we have that co-create this experience for everyone, the more love, the more energy, and the more changes all of us will see together. And Treb told you one time when he was talking to you, he said, when you're happy and smiling and in your joy, that goes up into the etheric grid or into the ley lines, like he said, and that distributes back out into the collective 1/7 billionth of a percentage to everyone. And to be able to share that kind of love, the more people we get, the more people who listen, the more people who enjoy this, the more love that we send out there into the collective. And that in itself is a brilliant gift to give out. And I think, I understand who you are, George. I've known you for a long time now. You're a great brother of mine. You're one of my best friends in the whole world. I know that you're in this for all the right reasons. You're selfless. You love to help people. And just giving that back to them, I think that's such a great gift. And I thank you so much because if it wasn't for you wanting to do that open forum and to talk to people, none of these things could have ever progressed in the way they have. And we wouldn't be able to sit here right now and talk about sharing this great information.
Oh yes, I agree, brother. And for the listeners, there's so many things that you're going to hear with the experiences that Rob and myself have had, the things that we've witnessed. It's just truly incredible. And if it helps people believe in this, because of course there's many wonderful channelers out there, and if you notice, they're all saying basically the same thing. The love and light that Treb exudes is a testament to what the other channelers that you might hear. If you notice, everybody resonates with them because they're all basically giving the same message. And I'm very excited to do this myself. I'm honored to do it because we are all connected, and the more as time goes on, and the more that we have giving the feedback, I think we'll all start to understand how everything works, and we're just one. You know, we're just one little cog on a big wheel, and hopefully we can do our part, and everybody could do their part on raising this collective. The sooner, the better for everyone, and so that's the reason for it, and it's so very exciting, and I just can't wait.
I can't either, brother. I love the excitedness and love that you share for it. And you mentioned the cog thing, one cog in a big wheel, and that is so important. Remembering that we're the fractals of a larger portion of consciousness from the Creator, and we also have the power together to create a collective. And another aspect, and I'm glad you said that I want to remind everyone of is their own power. Even though we are one fractal of a collective, we are still the creators of our own universe. Each one of us has an individual universe, and we're creating it as we go. We create our own reality from the ground up, and I think that's so important to remember. The collective part just helps us see the changes in our world more instantly, and I think that's such an important part to remember too. But a lot of people have issues going through their life because they just don't understand their own power. And hopefully, with some of the personal experiences we've had, and there are some amazing stories, aren't there?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
each one of these stories will give someone benefits. And I would also like to get other people to come and join and talk in with us too. I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of experience in specific fields of knowledge that maybe me and George don't know as well. A lot of different aspects and even different views. Even if it's something that me and George don't always agree on everything, we can always agree from a 90% standpoint on most everything, but we still see some things in different ways. And this is important too, is to have different perspectives. So from time to time, I'd like to get other people who me and George both know who are kind of specialists in their own fields about information that people might find interesting. I'd like to do that too. And me and George will always try to get these information and these messages across to you together as a team. And I imagine that at some points, when our lives become busy, we might have to jump back and forth. But either way, this is the Rob and George Enlightenment Evolution show, and we both mean to give as much of ourselves as we can to this project so that we can make sure that the collective is enlightened and that they're evolving because of that enlightenment. And I think that's a perfect name for this show and this channel and this project, because as we become enlightened, we evolve spiritually. And as we evolve spiritually, we're able then to give back. A lot of things that I've talked about before: loving yourself, showing yourself love, creating an environment for other people to be rich in love so that they can enjoy that love and start helping give that back to other people. I think that's very important. And there's a lot of subjects that we'll talk about. Some people will enjoy, and then others they won't. But overall, it's not going to be about these specific subjects itself. It's going to be about taking a point of view, finding enlightenment from it. And as much feedback as we get from you guys, the much more pleasurable experience it'll be. If you guys want to hear us talk about a certain subject that you're interested in, that you feel is important, by all means, please let us know on the videos. Go to our open forum too, for the Treb Channeling page if you enjoy Treb's channeling. If you haven't really had a chance to listen to that and you don't like channeling, that's fine too. We'll make sure that our contact information is in the description for the video so that you can get a hold of us and let us know what you're thinking, and let us know what kind of things that you guys might enjoy too. And we're going to try to do this as often as we can, and as much people can get from it, then we'll continue to put that effort into it, and we'll continue to keep producing out as much enlightenment so that we all may evolve together as we can. And I think me and George are both into this with our whole hearts and our whole minds. And we're both still just as deeply in that with the channeling with Treb too, but we understand that there's more than one perspective and that not everyone can handle the channeling part. But either way, we're here to serve everyone else with a collection of love and try to excite everyone else. So please, the input is great. And before we jump off here, George, do you want to say anything in final to everyone? Anything that you think is important to share?
Yes, thank you, brother. I would like to let the listeners know also that just to understand that when someone channels, they're channeling their higher self or an aspect of their higher self. So it doesn't mean that that the entity is higher. They just happen to have more consciousness, which this whole process of ascension is pushing us towards, to get more enlightenment, uh, to let more of the consciousness that we have, you know, just grow, because it's an infinite amount of realities that we can experience. And so with this show, we'll be able to explore those ideas together, and and I know it will be very enlightening for many people. Um, I hope that we do have a lot of people sending in feedback so we can discuss these things, their experiences. And so I really look forward to it, brother, and thank you so much.
Well, thank you, brother. I mean, you played a huge role in helping share Treb's message with everyone. But more than that, you've helped share your own love. You've helped share your own self, and you put a lot of work and effort and love into this. And that's why I thought it so fitting and so perfect to come together to work on this project and to get everyone else involved with it, because you're the perfect person who's put all the time and effort and all the love and has that knowledge that the average ordinary person who doesn't understand certain ideas of metaphysics, even ones with a basic understanding, you have a very great understanding of a lot of things, and the things that you don't, you make up for with intuition and instinct, just like I do. A lot of things that I don't know for a fact, my intuition and my love plays a great guidance from the higher self to be able to help find and fill in all these gaps. And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be taking our higher selves and our aspects of who we are, and we'll put them all in together. And I think this is going to be a great, great journey, brother.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And yes, the faith that you have in me, and I have the same faith to you and the collective as well. And I really look forward to starting this project. Thank you.
Hey, so do I, brother, and you're welcome. That's going to be it for tonight. We're just going to let it be as it is. We gave you guys an idea of what we wanted to do. We gave you an ideas of what we're here for, and that's basically what tonight was for. So from now on, I'd love for you guys to look forward to the Rob and George Enlightenment Evolution Show. This is Rob signing off.
And this is George.
All right, we'll see you guys later. We love you.